Hello! Today I will be talking about selenite. So selenite is just gypsum, which is a hydrous calcium sulfate, and gypsum likes to take lots of forms, so that's why you'll see selenite desert rose, selenite like slabs. You'll see different ones that look like what they call a fishtail or angel wing selenite. And also, I mean, gypsum is also what's in our drywall. So it comes in lots of forms. So selenite is actually pretty neat because it is technically a chemical sedimentary rock. By that I mean it is formed by evaporation. So that's pretty neat. A lot of crystals and minerals that we work with, we don't tend to think of like that. We tend to think of them as being formed within a cave or where there might be underground water supplies. So that's pretty cool. One thing with selenite is that it has a Mohs scale of hardness of 2. So that basically just means that I can scratch the surface of it with my fingernail. That doesn't mean that you should be scared of it, of ever owning it or anything like that. You just have to be a little bit more careful with it. So I mentioned there's different forms of selenite. I don't have that many forms. I only really have a selenite slab. A few generators, but it's basically the same thing. You'll notice that same striation among it. But I do have a desert rose, which this is what I get for ordering and not looking at it before I did. I got desert duck lips. I'll post pictures, but you can kind of see like the striations of them. It's a little, it looks almost flaky, like very mica-like, but it's not. But yeah, all of this is just formed from evaporation. So it's pretty interesting how it varies from region to region. I know that some places in like Oklahoma, there's salt plains. When it evaporates and it forms selenite crystals, it actually traps dirt within it. So it's really cool. It looks a lot darker than what you see like with these guys. But then there's also these really cool crystal caves in Mexico that has the largest crystals and it's all selenite. So pretty neat. So one of the things about selenite that everybody seems to speak about is how it's water soluble, and they're not wrong. But it doesn't mean that if it comes in contact with your selenite that your selenite's just going to fall apart like it's cotton candy. What actually will happen is that it will slowly disintegrate into the water. But it doesn't happen right away. It also doesn't fully happen overnight, I don't think. So say like you decided to grab this and put it into the fish tank without like really doing your research. Not only will you have dead fish, but also in about a month or two, your selenite will be gone. So that's what they mean by that. Also, if selenite comes in contact with water and it happens, the selenite itself is polished, then yeah, the polish might come off. But other than that, it's not something that you need to be like really insanely worried about. Now for the woo-woo. Selenite is very much well known as almost like a metaphysical vacuum cleaner. It is used for cleansing and charging other crystals, and since it doesn't need to be charged or cleansed itself, you don't ever have to worry about that with it. The neat thing is that it is a crystal of like a white color or clear. So that has more to do with not only your crown chakra, but basically all of your chakras. So it wants to cleanse everything, which is very typical of white. So the neat thing about it is that because of its lightness and the fact that it works with white light and white energy, you cannot hide from it if you have poor intentions. So bad energy, stagnant energy gets cleared pretty quickly with selenite. That being said, I do like using it in different rooms to try to break up energy. But I have seen some people have like really weird dreams with it. I don't really understand that one. I'm sure that there's some explanation that I don't know about. But yeah, as an experiment, I used selenite behind my bed, just to see if I had weird dreams, and I didn't have it. But I do know of a few handful of people who have, so just keep that in mind. So I do have a theory as to why selenite is almost like universal. Um, it kind of reminds me a bit of how clear quartz is universal. It just happens to be universal in a very different way. Um, if you look at the molecular formula and its chemical design, you can see the polarity, and I just think it's really neat that because it's in solid form, it is still able to move on to something different. So it's kind of like how some people get like cleansed or whatever from salt. Um, I have, that's just my theory. I don't know if I'm right. I could be completely wrong. Um, but it still manages to be in a solid form, and it helps with cleansing because those molecules are not completely stable, so they're able to still move around. And because of the color, it kind of helps facilitate that white light through. So there is jewelry out there made with selenite. I don't have any recommendations as to who particularly, because I've never bought anything like that. But I think you just have to just be a little bit more careful with it and how you use it and where you wear it, because of, you know, humidity, and then just trying to make sure that you can keep your stuff clean. Like if it's made out of sterling silver, make sure you use a cloth and not just tossing it into water with soap. But other than that, I think it's a wonderful crystal and mineral for literally anybody to have. It is incredibly affordable, so you can go and buy generators, slabs, whatever, and it's perfect for like almost anything that you need. And also, and the geologic factor is just pretty neat itself. There are so many forms, so you could just have so much fun with it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. It means a lot to me. Have a good one.